false witnesses. The things and the events that occurred with Christ in his first coming are prophetic foreshadows of the end, and one of those is false witnesses rising against Christ. There were two false witnesses that rose up against Christ to put him to death. Matthew chapter 26, verse 59 through 60. Now the chief priests and elders and all the council sought false witness against Jesus to put him to death, but found none. Yeah, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. At the last came two false witnesses. This is the prophetic foreshadow of what occurs in the end times, with two false witnesses being risen up. That according to the law in Deuteronomy chapter 19, verse 15, that the matter shall be established for the end times. It says, one man shall not rise up for any man's iniquity for any sin, and any sin that he sinneth, at the mouth of two witnesses, or at the mouth of three witnesses, shall the matter be established. And the Lord has prepared two witnesses to testify of the truth, just as there's two witnesses that are two false witnesses of the end times. Revelation chapter 11, verse 3. And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. And the devil himself has prepared two false witnesses to accuse the two witnesses to put them to death as well. The beast and the false prophet are these two witnesses foreshadowed by those who were accusing Christ. Revelation chapter 16, verse 13. And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. And these are the foreshadow of the two witnesses that put Christ to death. They rose up, witnesses to put Christ to death. And the devil rises up the beast and the false prophet to put them to death. In the end, the two prophets. And the third witness is the devil. The devil, the accuser, the beast, and the false prophet. These three are the testimony of three, with the two false witnesses being the beast and the false prophet. Revelation chapter 19, verse 15 says, and he had power to give life to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So these two false witnesses cause other people also to be killed in the same likeness. Those who do not obey the command of the false prophet, the world religious leader, to show veneration to the image of the beast, they are to be put to death. And these are the same two false witnesses that put the two prophets to death. Revelation chapter 11, verse 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them, and kill them. And the law states that because they rise up two false witnesses to put two prophets to death, that they themselves shall be put to death, according to the law. Deuteronomy chapter 19, verse 16 through 19. If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both men, being whom the controversy is, shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witnesses shall be a false witness, and hath testified falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. So thou shalt put the evil away from among you. So the law states here clearly that the Antichrist and the false prophet must be put to death for what they have done, since they have put to death the two prophets. And Christ returns and delegates them both being put into the lake of fire. Just as the story of Christ, where his two false witnesses rose up to kill Christ, this is the same likeness. Matthew chapter 26, 59 says, Now the chief priests and elders and all the council sought false witness against Jesus to put him to death, but found none. Yeah, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. At last came the two false witnesses. These two false witnesses try to rise up, making war against Christ also on his return. Same people that put the two prophets to death are trying to rise up and bring false accusation against Christ again on his return, to put him to death. Revelation chapter 19, verse 19 says, And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. And just like the first coming of Christ, when these two false witnesses rose up to put Christ to death, these two false witnesses will come up and try to rise up and put Christ to death as well in the end. Revelation chapter 19, verse 20 shows the outcome of those false witnesses. The two false witnesses are then brought to death according to the law, being executed by Christ. Revelation chapter 19, verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. They are both put to death according to the law of Moses. And this is the prophetic foreshadow that is seen in the time of Christ when the two witnesses are risen up against Christ. And we see that the same thing occurs during the 1260 days. At the end of the 1260 days, these two false witnesses rise up to kill the two true witnesses. And then they also turn again and try to kill Christ again with two false witnesses. But they themselves end up suffering the law's judgment, which is they tried to put Christ to death. They put the two true witnesses to death. And since they're false witnesses, they both shall be put to death. They're put into the lake of fire. And this is the prophecy that is foreshadowed during the time of Christ and his first coming with the two false witnesses. And this is the prophecy of the two false witnesses.